8 o'clock coffee mix, wrapping it up. It's all brought to you by Royal Farms. Download the Royal Farms app from your App Store or Google Play. Today, start earning royalty points. Good for free stuff. 8:24. Good morning, everybody. It's a Bill and Jessica show.
What's up? Good morning. It's going to be mostly sunny today. Highs in the mid-60s.
And we want to welcome live in studio some friends of ours.
Welcome back.
Yes. Welcome
Good
back,
morning.
Jermichael Mitchell,
Good
Kevin
morning,
Lindsay. Good morning.
Yes. We're excited.
Yeah. Thank you guys for
Man.
having us, for sure.
How you guys been?
Wonderful, man. Yeah, wonderful. Kev been a little stressed.
Nah.
No way.
We've been maintaining, man. We've been handling
Look,
things,
you look
man.
all relaxed, and
Oh,
Kev's over here like,
Yeah, Kevin.
He can relax.
he stresses for he stresses himself,
he does.
and he
He's
stresses for
stressing
you.
for
He
you.
literally hedges all the stress off, right? Like, so
Yeah.
he's been amazing through this whole process, man. But we're excited to be here with you guys again today, as always.
Yeah, man.
Power has always been
Yeah,
home.
the countdown
for us.
is on.
Yeah. Tomorrow we here now.
Well,
Yeah, we here
Jermichael
now.
Mitchell, if you guys didn't know, is running for the mayor of Salisbury.
Yeah, yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes,
And
sir.
you know, if you-
Announced it here.
yes,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here.
for
You
sure.
you are a man of your word.
Yeah, we talked
I
about it
know.
for
we
years.
love you for that. Yes,
How cool is that?
Yeah.
I know.
Like for it to come full
Yeah,
circle, and
yeah,
now
full
it's really
circle, right?
happening.
Like-
Like you found out that this man right here is going to be the next mayor of Salisbury on this show. On this show.
For sure.
This show. Yes. Yes.
Round of applause.
Yes. Now, we talked about it for years
Oh,
about
for
you running
years,
for
man.
mayor.
Like
We
that's, I think
have.
so. So that's the best part about this, right? So many people that I've had that conversation with for years, and to see it come true, right? Like that's just amazing to me, right? Like to see
Wow.
those. It's one of those true stories, right? Win, lose, or draw, we truly feel like we've stayed true to our word. We've stayed focused on what we wanted to do. And we've done this our way. That's another big thing.
Well,
you
I
know,
was
with
going to
me
ask.
and
That
Kev,
was one of my questions that I have for you
Yeah.
today. You know, I've heard you say that many times.
Yeah.
You know, you've done it your way.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means that, it's literally we are making noise. Literally people are paying attention. Literally the strategies, the planning, the things that we've done, it's just been me and Kev. Whereas in other people may have teams of people
Right.
and tons of endorsements and support. It's been me, Kev, and a few other people, man, who have really rocked this boat, man. And people truly believe in what we're saying. The forums, we knocked each forum out of the park. Every forum that we had,
Great
we did
job.
an amazing job.
Awesome. Yes, yes.
So we
We got the
sat
chills
down.
watching. We
We
did.
sat
We just
down.
loved it.
I said, that's
Planned
my
that
boy.
out. You know what I mean? We Kev, we talked, we had conversations. I practiced so many times. You know, I love speaking, so you don't know how many times I got in front of the mirror, right? Like and I don't do it with notes. That's the other piece, right? The only thing I've ever had in front of me is just my 6 champions, and I'm able to really give every time the same sayings because it's embedded in me. This isn't new to me. Those 6 champions are actually a part of an 8-point plan that I've lived by since 2015. The things that are important to me in my community and the things that I feel like I need to fight every day. So those 6-point plans, it was simple to us. It wasn't hard, and I can always project that off because I live it. That's the difference between me and other candidates, right? They doing this for the vote. I live this life every day, and that's the difference, right? I'm not a politician. I'm a person from my community who truly feels like I can help it be better.
That you're not a politician. Are you running
Wonderful.
against politicians?
I am.
Okay.
I am. Like we faced a lot, man. Like if I could, I told Kev, man, literally, I told him that he has a best-selling book from what he went through with the city till now. He could have a best-selling book with the whole experience. With what we faced a lot of obstacles, especially in the past couple weeks, because people thought by now we would either dropped out. We were told we were going to drop out. We've been omitted from emails. We've been omitted from publication. A lot of the media
Really?
a lot of the media stories were in the beginning were spent differently. And what I've learned through this process, and it's been an amazing process, no complaints, literally no complaints, not mad at anyone. But what I've learned through this process, Bill, and we've had a great friendship over the years. When you sit down and talk to people, when you really get to know people for who they are, it can change your mind about people.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Often we get a lot of things from others, or we go by social media, or we go by what we've
Right.
heard, right? But we never get to meet people for who they are. We never sit down and have real conversation about like-minded things and the tough conversations, right? So many people are afraid to sit in rooms and have tough conversations because they feel like you got to argue or you got to be right.
Right.
No one can agree to disagree. I can have a conversation. We could be talking about sports, and we can agree that I'm not going to change your mind with who your favorite team is or who your
Right.
favorite team is.
Right.
Right.
But we can still talk sports. right? We can still be adults and have great conversation without arguing and still root for our teams.
Right.
People don't get that. And that's how it's got to be.
Tomorrow, if for some crazy reason things don't go your way,
Yeah.
will you still support whoever wins?
Yeah, I have to because it's still my city.
Okay.
That's
Right.
understandable. And support means I have to hold them accountable, right? I'm not going to be that belligerent guy always trying to call them out on things.
Right.
But we still have initiatives that we want to see take place. We still have things that we feel are important that we're still going to push and that we've always pushed. Again, Truett Street Community Center would have never happened no matter what people think about our past administration. If we didn't get kicked out of Brown Street, there is no Truett Street. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
there's tons of initiatives over the years that we've pushed forward and the city had to adopt. I'm running for mayor, but our city council people are just as important.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
the mayor can have a great vision. The mayor can have some great thoughts, but there is already a vision plan for most towns and cities. There's a growth plans for most towns and cities that they go by. So those people who vote those ordinance, those people who vote for those developers to come, those people who make those decisions about parking lots and about all of these other things, whether housing is coming or affordable houses income, they matter. Those 5 people really matter. Because if they're not on one accord, if they're not on the same page with the mayor and the county execs and the financial officers and the other people, right? What are we doing?
So tomorrow you're voting for Mayor Salisbury, also City Council.
Yes.
How many
Everybody has-
seats are available?
On city council in each district, there's 1 seat. 1 seat in each district. There's 5
Okay.
districts, 1 seat, but there's multiple people running in each district,
Okay.
except for District 5. There's 1 lady running in District 5, unopposed. But from the word that we're hearing, there are going to be some people who do write-ins.
Okay.
In different districts, not just that district, but write-ins in different districts. So
If and I hate to keep saying
Yeah,
this,
no,
but
no,
and
no,
I don't want to say it, but
Yeah.
if it doesn't go your way tomorrow,
Yeah.
are you still trying to work with the new mayor?
yeah,
Like on a staff
I would
level,
say- I
or
would say-
are you going to step away for a while from
yeah,
politics?
like I don't know. Like we've said and we stated in our forum that we feel that one of our opponents would be great at city administrator. We feel
Okay.
that they have great ideas. They bring great wealth of knowledge.
If it does go your
if
way,
it goes our way, we would hire.
you would hire.
Correct.
Okay, yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
Why not? People like those people. People love them. They like their plans. We would want to keep them around.
Would they?
Same with the financial
Well,
side.
my question is: Are you trying to get? Are they trying to hire you?
Yeah, we haven't had those conversations. Kev has a great relationship with one of the candidates. The other candidate, she speaks in public, if that makes sense. But
Okay.
we don't have a relationship outside of that.
Okay.
But what I would say is I'm a guy who works in competence. I know that Mr. Taylor is great with finances. We would outsource or we would consult with Mr. Taylor when it comes to developing buildings, when it comes to financial information, when it comes to parking lots and things in that downtown area. He can become a consultant. Why wouldn't we work with someone who has great financial information and background? Same with Miss Outing. She has great ideas. She brings a great wealth of knowledge for the time she has been in politics, which is a small amount of time. That it's been said that it's been a year. It hasn't. Jake Day just got into working with Governor Moore in February, March, right? So none of us have the true experience of government. Don't get it twisted. Because if you look at the decision making that has been brought forth by the council, everybody's complaining about it. So even in that small amount of time for the experience that others have, there's been a lot of complaints about the decision making that's being made, right? So we would say none of us have experience, but I would work with her because I
Yeah.
think she would be a great county executive. I think she would be a great city administrator. I'm sorry, or deputy city administrator. But I would want her to be the city administrator. I think she has great ideas. I can work with anyone because the objective is to work with competent people.
Is she open to that?
make our
You know?
city better.
You don't know?
I don't know. I think I got.
Okay.
I would say, just to be candid, I think from the clips and things that I've seen, I kind of got the death stare when I said it at the forum, which was funny.
did?
Yeah. I kind
okay.
of got the death stare.
Well, let's talk about the forums. You,
yeah.
you had a couple forums,
Yeah.
aka debates. I
Yeah,
know
they don't like to call them that.
I saw.
Because they don't
This
get
is not
because when you
debate.
get debatable, they
Right.
call like at SU. I don't know who the person was that called the law or how it got on Eastern Shore to cover or how
Yeah.
SU officers got. But there was nothing that happened at that last
Well,
forum.
how did that? Like, what was that all about?
Randy had made a statement that he felt like up until then we hadn't ran a smear campaign. The day of that forum, it was one of the omits, right? Someone from a local organization that calls themselves Progressive made a post, and in the post they said something negative about Mr. Taylor,
Right.
And they omitted me. Period. Right. It was about the forum, and they just personally didn't put me on there at all, and they spoke positively about Miss Allen. And a lot of people spent, Kev, of course, was upset about it. I wasn't upset. I think that's strategic, right? When you're playing chess, you can't tell another opponent how to play chess. They got to play the game their way. But others, even the NAACP and others from the organization, kind of sort of like stepped down, denounced, asked for an apology letter because, let's be real, you don't want to put race into it. But I am the only African American candidate
Correct.
in this situation. And this is an organization that's headed by someone of another race, right? So they kind of spent it into how do you omit the only African American candidate.
Right.
Right? Like you had to do that on purpose. It's not like you can't see me or you don't know that I'm
there's
here.
There's 3 people running here.
Yeah, there's 3.
How you only going to talk about 2?
Correct. And that's still happening. And we're not mad about it because, again, I'm never going to tell you how to play chess.
Right.
We just have to be strategic in our response. We just have to be strategic on how we move forward with the next move. It's a chess game. But that's all that happened.
But you're calm, cool, and collective. You went
I
out.
was calm. People said they didn't know how.
You went out and had dinner. Kev was like, I gotta do this. I gotta figure this out.
No,
Kev was the one.
He was there having dinner with me though when this was going on, right? But it was one of those things.
Jermichael said, "Kev, would you like another drink?"
Yeah,
he's like sweating.
For sure.
I got this. I'll take care of him.
Even at the forum though, like we were calm when they had that little, and it wasn't nothing. But when it happened, it was just. It was good that he was able to be candid, right? The whole campaign, we promised that we would not run smear campaigns. We would not belittle each other.
Right.
There's no need for that.
That's good.
Right? Because you can't belittle my past. I haven't really gotten into what I've done.
Right.
But I haven't ran my campaign on what I've done in my community.
I will say that, being, you and I are friends, like,
sure.
like personal off the air, whatever. So I know what you've done. I see what you've done. I mean, not one time which, to me personally, I think you should have. And that's just me.
A lot of people have.
If I was, I thought to myself, like, why is he not out there saying, we did this. We went and fed the homeless on Thanksgiving. We do this for Christmas. We do this Extraordinary League of Gentlemen. We go out and we do this.
I'm going to tell you why. Can I tell you why?
I just want to make sure everybody knows what he does. I'm going to do it real quick.
Thank you.
I'm a coach.
Like the impact
for sure.
you have.
I
Yeah.
run travel
Continue to
basketball AAU organization. We had a Lions Club. I do this. This is what I do. Like that, I've been waiting. You never did that.
Nah, I didn't, man. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because that means nothing to people that did it, that those experiences didn't touch. Right? We in a whole different ball game. That means nothing to communities that weren't touched. We did those things. Those things were great for the people that came to experience that. But we didn't touch the whole city of Salisbury.
But you touched me, and Bryce wasn't a part of
Yeah,
that.
no,
you
for
know
sure,
what I'm saying?
for sure.
Yeah.
Factual information.
We were a part of the community work that you guys
were,
did,
for sure.
But I mean,
But it
just
does show your character.
I've
Yeah, that's the
I've
piece.
seen
It
you in
does.
action.
That
I've
is the piece.
seen you as a coach.
Right.
Jermichael wears a bunch of different hats.
Yeah.
I've seen him as he is now. I've seen you as my boy, talking off the air, whatever. I've seen you as a basketball coach. Okay, you don't like to lose. I've seen you, and you don't lose that often. No. But I mean, I've seen you with the kids. I've seen the kids go crazy. Where's Jermichael at? Jermichael here.
Yeah, when your truck pulls out,
when
they
you
go
put-
running
they
after
surround you.
Yeah.
I mean, you young people surround you. I've seen that hat. I've seen you as a community member, a community leader, with Chucky and,
for sure.
With all the community work you've done, and you and Kevin, so I've seen those hats, and I don't know. I've just been excited for you, and just waiting for this next, this
for
next
sure.
step.
And the piece is, man, it's like, that tree that continues to grow, right?
Yeah.
You have the things that fall off the tree, the branches, the leaves, but those oak trees that came from acorns, that's the potential, right? I always use that as an analogy, man. Acorns are so small and little, but the insane potential inside that acorn, to watch the experience of over time how it becomes this big, wide oak tree, right? I truly feel like that's how life is for me. I want to keep expanding. I want to keep growing. Do I have more political aspirations? No. Not at all.
Well, that was another question that I was going to get to.
I don't see me as Governor Mitchell, but who knows
Right.
who knows what the future holds, right?
Have you had any contact with
I've spoken-
Governor
I-
Westmore?
I- not about my campaign, right? I've shaken hands with him at different events, things of that nature. But again, I've not tried to edge my campaign on other people. I've not tried to pour out or use marginalized communities for this campaign. I've literally, like you said, I haven't even talked about what I've done in the past.
Right.
I want people to see genuine me. I want people to see my character, my integrity, and to understand.
You want me to call him real quick?
And to understand
Just
that
playing.
it's one of those things where what you see is what you get. no matter what people say, no matter what people think, or pat their other experiences. And there are people out there who may not like me. There are people who may have had bad experiences with me. I get that wholeheartedly, but I guarantee you they are few, right? I guarantee you they are few. And when it boils down to things, that thing is more emotional than it is factual, right? That's the other piece to it, right? You got to understand there's three sides to every story: their side, my side, and the truth, right?
Right.
So that's a lot of those stories are more emotional than factual. So we don't even get involved in that. We just want people to know that we feel the change can be made, and we've made change over the years. But I know that hasn't impacted all communities. We had a forum yesterday with the Haitian community, right? I can't say that over the years, now they've been invited to what we've done. It's been open to the community, but I can't say that I've had a true impact in the Spanish community. I can't say that I've had a true impact in the Haitian community. I can't say that I've had a true impact in the Korean community, because I haven't, right? Everything I've ever done, all communities were welcome, right? But now with this platform that we're trying to achieve, we can help all communities. For the small amount of work you may think I've done in my community, imagine what I can do from the seat for all communities. Imagine the empathy, imagine the empowerment, imagine the resources we can now truly bring. One of the biggest things that we're talking about doing, and we've heard others now say that they want to do, is when we win, we're gonna start a cultural board. What is the complaint from your community? We need to hear that, so that way we can truly be true inclusion and truly be diverse, right? How can we hire people from your community? Well, you got to go to that community to ask what you need to be doing. So these are the things. When you talk about true inclusion and diversity, when you talk about empowering and educating, it's going to those communities, not just during the vote, right? Because that was one of the biggest things yesterday. They felt like we should have came to them a little bit earlier.
Right.
And I respect that. But I don't want to come to you and make promises that I don't, and then I don't get in the seat. I want to get in the seat and then come to you and make promises, right? That's the biggest difference, because now that I have the power, I can stand on my word. And a lot of people who know me know I stand on my word. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. No matter what, I'll fight it and then if I can't do it, I'll come back to you and explain exactly why I can't do what I told you I was going to do.
There's a big Haitian community in Salisbury.
Oh, yes, it's one of the fastest growing communities in our area. And I feel like they're overlooked. I feel like they're forgotten about. I feel like our communities are forgotten about. We and Kev just were talking. They ain't paved roads in Salisbury in forever in our neighborhoods. Guess what? There's a game plan to pave roads starting today up until the 20th in certain communities, right? We've been talking about this since February. They ain't have no plans to pave no roads in those communities. But guess what's going to start happening as of today? In those districts, the roads is about to start being done during our election week. Right?
Yeah.
So that, again, we know they're listening. We know they're paying attention. We know the things that are going on. And truly, I believe in this campaign, that's been the plus, right? That's why I can stay.
I was gonna say, even like I said, if things go sideways tomorrow, are you still proud?
Yeah, I'm proud. I'm ecstatic. I love the people, and we running again in 4 years. Like we ain't this ain't a stop thing, right? Like we didn't achieve. Like you said, I'm not a loser. like
you ain't going anywhere.
Hands down, I'm not a loser. So one of the things about it is, we'll be back in 4 years. You better do everything you said you're gonna do if you win. You better, because if you don't, we're still going to be in the community. We're still going to organize the things that we said we want to have in place. We just going to do them from a community initiative, right? Instead of the mayor's standpoint. Because I've done that for years. We've done tons of community initiatives that are still standing, that are still around, and we can still do that. Whether it be the cultural board community, right? Whether it be the other aspects, right? The true inclusion, we can still fight for directors of other cultures. We can still fight for people to be hired from other cultures from a community standpoint. We can still register people to vote. We can still talk about the insane things that, in certain apartment complexes in Salisbury, we can't campaign in those apartment complexes. I would say that majority of the people in Salisbury live in apartments.
Yeah.
That's something that we got to get with. As soon as this is over, we have to get with the ACLU and the NAACP, and we have to fight that. How, if I'm going to win in the city of Salisbury an election, and you have 3,000 people in your apartment complex, I'm not able to get with one of them people. I'm not able to campaign and go door to door because you consider it trespassing and soliciting. We're not asking for no money. We just trying to tell people who they think they should vote for. And if you're going to do that, then each apartment complex should hold a forum for their people. Right? You should hold a forum for your people. If we can't come into your community to publicize and promote and do, then and we have to fight. I'm going to fight that. That's been a problem that's a hurdle I ran into that I have to fight now through this experience. I found several experiences that I will fight after this if I lose. Right? I'll still fight them if I don't lose, but I'm going to fight them because I won't sit and complain and murmur and not take care of something.
Right.
That's the problem with a lot of people. They have the complaint, but not the solution. We see the complaint, we gonna find a solution. We see the problem, we gonna try to fix it. Every problem has multifaceted situations. People say all the time, I've heard, well, you've been working with youth forever, and there's still youth crime and there's still youth problems. Yes, but I guarantee you right now there's some 25-year-olds, some kids between the ages of 18 and 30 that we've worked with, right? Who we planted those seeds when they were youth making mistakes. And they're better human beings.
I mean,
now.
you're not a miracle worker. You're not just going to stop
right?
everything, you know.
Not at
but
all.
you have impacted the
For
lives
sure.
of so many.
For sure.
You know, I
sure.
mean, who maybe someone could have been going down the wrong path, but
Yeah.
you've turned it around.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I'm telling you, I've seen you with all those hats.
For
so,
sure, for sure.
We have Jermichael Mitchell live in studio. Kevin Lindsay running for the mayor of Salisbury tomorrow. The big vote.
Yeah, tomorrow's the big vote, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Specific districts. People are still confused about that. In the city of Salisbury, if you're going to vote, you have to have a green street sign. That's the easiest way to know it. And if you live in the county, you have a white street sign. Sorry, you can't vote in this election.
We got more coming up.